Good morning, boys and girls. I told you last night, didn't I? I was getting sick, and I've woken up this morning late. It's 10 o'clock already, and I only just got down here, and I'm full of it. Sick as a dog. Anyway, more ibuprofen, more Lucozade, and we're going to crack on. As you've just seen, very, very late last night, we started stripping the engine down. Got quite a long way through it, got most of the stuff off. Really struggling to get this bottom pulley off. I was meant to bring a blowtorch with me today so I could heat it up, and I completely forgot it. So that's less than ideal. Anyway, we've had a good look inside. Underneath the crank, all looks pretty good. There doesn't appear to be any play in the bottom ends, etc, etc. The skirts that we can see on the pistons all look good. All looks genuinely pretty healthy, apart from that shit in the gauze there. That's like rubbery gasket, looks like instant gasket material. So I'm going to strip that off there and get that cleaned out. Thankfully it is all in the gauze, and not in the all in the gauze and not in the engine, in the galleries and bits and pieces. And there's a whole host of it in the bottom of the pan there, so I don't know where you can see, but basically, yeah. So no horror stories so far. A few little things to be sorted, but no horror stories, which is fine. I can work with that. I'd like to get this front cover off. I've got some paint stripper, because I thought that was probably the best way to attack this, actually, was just to cover it with fucking paint stripper. So I've got some paint stripper for that. I've started stripping off all these bits and pieces. Water pump housing. These are drop links off of the rear four link system. Pulleys, little that's the back half of the thermostat housing. There's the top of that's the outlet on the top of the engine. No, that's the outlet on the top of the engine. That's the thermostat housing. Idea being, I'm going to, when I'm blasting the rest of this today, I'm going to try and get all of this blasted. Like I said the other day, when I thought, well, you know, let's get everything blasted, and I thought, I'll change my mind, let's just blast that and get that painted so we can work on it. But I thought, fuck it, let's get it all blasted at once. So, yeah, we got all the drop links and bits and pieces out, and cleaned up the Watts linkage, as you saw last night, etc, etc. So that's the plan for today. More sniffing, more coughing, more stripping that, more blasting. And then I probably ought to clean up this fucking mess on the floor that I've made down here, hadn't I really? But there we go. Right, I'm going to start by finding something to heat that up with, which, if I'm perfectly honest, is probably going to end up being something like a fucking WD-40 and a lighter, which is probably a little bit dodgy, but yeah, that's what I'm going to try and go with, or either that, some petrol and a bit of oil mixed together, maybe. Ooh, that might not be a bad idea. Just put it in a cup and hold it underneath it. I don't know. We'll work something out. Anyway, right. Crack on, I guess. Okay, right. Every day's a school day. I had the pulley on the wrong piece, to be honest. And it is like, it now really makes sense to me, and it's like one of those moments where you're like, fucking idiot, dude. But yes, I was trying to pull this outer ring off of the centre ring, and then I worked out that it's all one piece with a keyway inside it, which does make sense, because otherwise how would you know where that pin and those four lines need to go to time the engine up? But whatever, it is now out. Timing gears all look lovely, spot on. There is a few bits of crud on there, but I think that's probably just come off where we've had the casing off. Looking up underneath, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but all looks pretty good. So we've still got hone marks on most of the cylinder walls that I can see. The underside of the pistons are nice and clean, don't show any signs of excessive heat. Neither do any of the bearing surfaces, like the small ends, big ends, etc. They all look pretty good. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So that's fine. I can't feel any. I mean, I can't feel any play in them. In any of the ones that I've got, you know, that I can get to. So that's a good sign. I've taken this off, the strainer and everything, and I've just bundled that down in. So I've got this tub of heavy duty degreaser being mixed up here, and I've just bunged that in there for now, just to start letting that break down. Obviously the sun's been in there a while, and this is actually starting to do its job, so I'll give that a scrub in a minute, and take it outside and jet wash it off, get that nice and cleaned up. It is filthy, disgusting. So yeah, give that a scrub, get that jet washed off. That'll be nice and clean. Then I'll sit the cover in it for a bit, and then I'll cover the cover in paint stripper to get that paint off. Do the same with the engine mounts. To be honest, the engine mounts I might not even need to. They're still powder coated quite nicely, so they might just need to be cleaned up in the degreaser, and go from there. And then we'll start getting on with blasting all of that, and then hopefully that's a whole load of nice clean things ready for a bit of paint. So right, let's crack on. Right, update time then, because I've been cracking on all day, and I forgot to pick the camera up, if I'm perfectly honest with you. So essentially, you've not missed much, because all today has just been blasting, sandblasting, more sandblasting, jet washing, more degreaser, more this, more that, just cleaning 30-40 years worth of shit off of everything. Anyway, I got a little bit carried away. I've got a little bit of red oxide primer on the I was going to call that a gearbox then, that's not gearbox, on the axle. Still a few little bits I need to clean up the ends a little bit, but I just thought fuck it, get a bit of, because it's all clean and I'm not going to be back down here for a couple of days, thought I'd get a bit of primer on the places that are clean, just to stop them rusting up. I got some primer on these bits, those obviously the two bits for the Watts linkage there, a couple of thermostat housings, that's also for the Watts linkage actually. I have just realised that I did have this, oh, what have I done with it now? I'll put it down whilst I'm talking to you. There it is. I just realised I did have this also, this little back housing piece for the heating matrix, which I was meant to put some primer on, which I forgot. So let's quickly do that now, shall we? I don't know why this is red, because it's not red oxide primer, I don't think. It just is surface primer. A cheap can that I picked up. I can't remember what I picked this up for, but it's doing the job alright, so not complaining. Give these a second coat whilst we're here, might as well. Toss it on. How about that? Lovely job. So, yeah, we've got those in primer. We've got a bit of primer on the axle. I'm just getting fixed to put a bit of primer on the water pump housing, because I got that lovely and clean. Well, I say lovely and clean as it's going to get. And you can see it's already started to oxidise a little bit there, the cast iron. So same on the front casing for the timing gears and whatnot else. Can't even get my words out. It's been a week. What else have we done? What have we got out here? Oh, I've got you can see I've got the gauze nice and clean on the oil pickup, so that's all good to go back in. I've got some nice and squeaky clean. Well, again, as clean as it's going to get. You can see it's already starting to oxidise a little bit. Now, I did look to see if I could get one of these brand new, because I know like it's still pressed like the Z-Tech ones and stuff, so I wondered if they might still press these and I could just bin this one off and get a new one, but apparently not. Even ones in this condition are going for about 150 quid apparently, according to prices online, so there we go. Got the inside of it all cleaned out, got rid of all the crap and stuff that was sitting in there, so that's all good to go for a coat of primer and some gloss black once it's dried off. Gearbox mounts, engine mounts are still soaking in this degreaser here. They're coming up okay. To be honest, like I said, they're probably not actually going to need painting. They're probably just going to need soaking in that and then taking out and cleaning up, and that should be okay. So yeah, that is where we are at. I mean, I'm going to start tidying up a little bit down here because it's a fucking mess. Tomorrow is Friday and it is Easter weekend, so I'm going to go and get on the beers tonight, so I'm probably not going to be back down here tomorrow, to be perfectly honest. I mean, you guys will see me tomorrow anyway, because it's a week of videos, but I'm in bed with a hangover tomorrow, probably. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm going to tidy up and get things sorted, and well, I guess I'll leave the rest for tomorrow's video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da.